So I wanted to talk about this. This is a Grits and Eggs podcast. I think he's a nigger from the South. I think he actually is a man, actually a man from Georgia. To be honest with you, I think he's from Georgia. The reason why I want to bring this up is because obviously it's been making its rounds abound, and I don't want to get on him because I believe that he has had some good points. He's had some good points to speak on when it comes to racism, and he has had some good points to speak on when it comes to certain dynamics between men and women. And I thought that he was one of those people that actually were one of the people that actually held both parties accountable, whether you be black, whether you be white, also whether you be black man, or black woman. But I'm kind of getting the Aquarius wave. I'm getting that type of feel from him. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, give me a minute. Yeah, my bad. I'm getting that type of wave from him because of I'm getting that type of wave from him because of the aspect of how he views the dynamics between both black women and black men. It goes back to I keep saying it goes back to my last video. If y'all watch my videos, you already know. It was a video that I made in the past that was about this young lady. She's a comedian, right? And she made a little jokey joke. Obviously, she's a comedian. Comedians do this. She made a jokey joke about Tory Lanez being stabbed, right? It was ha 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 funny. Cool. Everybody laughed, and the joke was, depending on how you look at it, it could have been like, I get it. It is what it is because it's at the man's expense. Everybody laughs at the man's expense. You know what I mean? But the joke was, I think it was a couple of jokes actually, but one of the ones that stood out to me was the aspect of what if when he was stabbed, when it just came out, when he was stabbed, she was like, well, do you think that they fucked? Right? And it was like, ha, 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 ha. Right. But then not even a couple of days after, she posted a video about this is what stood out to me about that joke, because she posted a video about how her ex at the time, he's an ex that was abusive, mind you. She said that she didn't think that he would be abusive because of all the things that he was into. He painted his nails. He basically was gender fluid. And the thing that stood out to her was he had a lot of guns. So that made her, in her mind, that's what triggered her to basically say, okay, I don't feel safe. She brought it up to him. He said, he basically went on defense mode. Why would you say that about me, right? Cool. I don't know her story. I don't know his story. We don't know both of their stories. We just know what she's telling us. But I got a feeling that she played a part to play in this shit. This is the reason why I say this. She brought up the fact of her saying before he harmed her, mind you, before he put his hands on her, before he basically mentally abused her, as she would say, emotionally abused her, and then physically abused her, she's asked him to basically admit to something similar to what this man is saying on this podcast. Admit to your part that you play in the patriarchy. Admit to the part that you play in the quote-unquote overall patriarchy within America. You have to admit that you're going to be a harmful person to me as a woman. You have to admit to the world, admit to me at the very least, that you're going to harm me in the future. Admit to me that you're basically somehow an abuser. Admit to me that you have a part to play in the system. Admit to me that you will harm me. And I just don't understand the logic behind this shit. The reason why I say it connects to what he's going to say is because the most controversial thing that's going around the internet is him saying that black men, the good black men, have to then say that they have to take accountability for the bad black men. Because, mind you, this is where it gets crazy. Because they have a grasp. Somehow, in his mind and in her mind, we as black men have a grasp upon patriarchy. Where are the black farms at? Let's just ask that question. Where are the black farms at? And where are the black resources? I don't know no company that has a black Georgia South company. Like, I don't know no black owned company that runs electricity. Do you know any gas companies that's owned by a black man or a black woman? I mean, specifically, since we're talking about black men, name me some black men that own gas operated facilities. Well, I said gas operated facilities. Basically, places and companies like Gas South, Scanna Energy. Name me some companies that own industries the size of Walmart and Amazon within this country. I didn't talk about Africa. I'm talking about in this country. And then tell me what part of the patriarchy that we have. Because I can't comprehend you admitting to your role in patriarchy and you never had a fucking grasp of patriarchy. This is where this is harmful, though. I'm not even talking about that. We could go on that aspect in another. I can bring up the Yvette Carnell speaking on the aspect of black women basically being harmful in their words and their verbiage of how they believe black men are so-called similar to white men. When we can't even get y'all to marry us. We can't even get y'all to marry us. We can't even get a lot of black women to marry us, let alone make us a plate. Because when we say that, we're misogynistic. You understand what let's stop the cap, bruh. Let's stop. And then I hear the niggas in the bets about, well, I can give me a motherfucker to make me a plate. Well, you solely lonely ass motherfucker. I get it. I get you could get a motherfucker. Is she your wife though? Is she your fucking wife though? The marriage rates within America are declining. And when we speak on black marriage, it's even, we obviously know it's worse. Now we can say the patriarchy has a part to play in that. No, I think that it's just the aspect of how this country is being ran right now. Yes, it has a part to play in it. But let's stop saying that the patriarchy is black men. Because if you're blaming black men on the way that marriage is going, even though it's 70% women that divorce, and obviously we see how that's going within the community, we can talk about the lesbian divorce. Even some women can't stand women. Let's just keep it a buck. But we love y'all. Yes, we don't like the shit that y'all do sometimes, but we love y'all. Let's just keep it. We love y'all. We do. If we didn't talk about the shit, that's when you should be fucking worried. If we didn't talk about the racial relationship dynamics between black women and black men, that's when you should be worried. When we don't give a fuck. But I digress. The Grits and Egg podcast. I'm going to play just this part right here that basically just, he obviously understands that he's pandering because he states that, I know y'all think I'm pandering. He's going to state that. That's exactly what he's doing. It's rage bait. The reason why I'm going in on it is because he speaks on good black men need to be need to be held accountable for bad black men's actions. And that's harmful. That's harmful. The reason why that's harmful is because those good black men are the safeguard for good black women and bad black women. Those, let me just hear me when I'm saying this. Those good black men are sometimes the only safeguard for both good black women and bad black women. And those good black men are the only safeguard for good black men and bad black men. It was a good black man that basically came to me while I was in juvenile and said to me how I should change my mind and how I think about the world, because I was in the process of my mind that if I'm looked at like a monster, I might as well be one. Grits and Egg podcast that's basically saying this shit. If I'm looked at as a monster, if I'm looked at as a regular nigga that's gonna be out here doing, slinging dope, moving fucking crack, selling weed, fucking bitches, I might as well be in a gang, on the streets. I ain't got no daddy. I might as well be one. Like, I'm not Jesus. Everybody that I see around me getting money while they doing the dumb shit. So I might as well join them. It was a good black man that told me you're better than that. I see potential in you. He gave me a book called Napoleon Hill. Every black man that I know, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Every good black man that I know suggests that book. You know, it's like this rhetoric is harmful, bro. I just don't understand. And y'all doing it for clicks and views. Y'all doing it for clicks and views, bro. Ain't no way that you're not doing this for clicks and views. I see your numbers going up. I ain't saying that I ain't mad at you, because I am. I know you better than this. I know you better than this. I know y'all got more shit to talk about than how to hold. You're telling the world, mind you, not just black women. You're telling the world because you're putting it online. You're telling the world that that it's so-called that, you know, directed to black women, but you're telling the world that good black men should be held accountable for bad black men's actions. Why do you not see a problem with that, bruh? Why do you not see a problem with that? Because I would suggest that you are a good black man. So you're talking about yourself, right? So you want to be held accountable for Tory's actions, for Diddy's actions, for Shannon Sharp's actions, for who else is a quote unquote bad black man? Shit. All of these entertainers that be in the weird shit that they be into. Motherfuckers that be out here touching kids. I'm supposed to be fucking responsible for that shit? Fuck out of here, bro. I said it before and I say it again. Play with Jesus. Don't play with me, bro. I'm not with the shits. Like, I don't get. How do you make that comparison? It's a false comparison. It's a false equivalency. And to the young men, do not engage with the bullshit. Understand where it's coming from. It's coming from a place. He's coming from a place of ignorance. It has to be. Either it's an ignorant place or it's a place of I'm trying to get clicks and rage bait. Case in point, there's an industry built off of rage bait. You want to know how I know? I got a good video for you. Give me a minute. Give me one quick minute.
World that don't think that tattoos are attractive? Like, I'm asking, like, seriously. I got all these tattoos because I thought that it was going to make me hotter.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell, but this is not a real person. It's not a real opinion. It's just AI rage bait. Yeah, there's now a huge budding economy built off of inventing a fake person tailor-made specifically to trigger you, to make you mad, to torment you, and most importantly, to then monetize that rage. We're talking about people making $50,000, $60,000 per month off of AI-generated content like this. Analysts are predicting an almost 20% year-over-year growth of AI video content, growing from about $700 million right now to over $2 billion in 2032. Google, a few days ago, just came out with their VO3 state-of-the-art video generation model. You can do sound effects, background noises, dialogue. The quality is freaking insane.
I advanced to this, yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I came in a little hot.
Yeah.
Or I came in a little too low.
Yeah.
Mumbling. Mm-hmm. Didn't have enough confidence.
Yeah.
This is
women peep that too. If you come in,
yeah,
they be like, nah, nigga, you ain't need confidence.
if you're a handsome young man, they'll overlook it as cute.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we gotta acknowledge the privileges of being a more of attractive man. You get away with a little bit more shit. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I have heard many a conversations where it's like, if you wasn't so fucking cute, nigga, it should be over.
Yeah.
I've dumped niggas for less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? There is advances and privileges that come along, but there's also privileges that come with being a man.
Facts.
And we have to acknowledge the privileges that we have as a man, that we don't have to worry about like sexual harassment. Mm-hmm. Man, that we don't have to worry about like sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yes, just going back to Deontay Kyle's situation where he believes that black men cannot be abusers, I guess, or something like that. Listen, this video that I'm about to show you is Zoe Spencer. Zoe Spencer is a streamer. She basically is one of the streamers that was not let in. She made a whole video crying, why didn't I get in? Why didn't I get let in? We see videos of her basically beating up Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat, you did call her a bitch, and she made you know who the bitch is. I'm just gonna keep it honest with you. But again, when we talk about Deontay Kyle, and he said in his rhetoric that men don't get sexually harassed, We're going to talk about that in this video because this is a mentally challenged man, young black man. I want to say young black boy, but a mentally challenged young black boy is basically pulled to a back room. His family was there. He tried to protect them, but he didn't want to make it seem weird with the girls because he didn't want to make it seem awkward because they're streamers, right? That's bullshit. We should not be doing that. We should be protecting ourselves. But because of the real nigga syndrome that we have in our community, because we don't want to be looked at as a victim, because niggas can't be looked at as a victim, ain't no such thing as a black male victim, Deontay Kyle. There's no such thing as it's minuscule. It's very small. No, niggas just don't want to report it because we'd be looked at as pussy or we'd be looked at as a bitch. It hurts us. And then y'all still try to blame that on black men. Y'all blame that on black men. Specifically black men. I can't comprehend that shit. I can't. I can't comprehend that shit. I think that it's a master manipulated type of play. It's obtuse in its description of what black men go through when it comes to sexual assault. It's very disingenuous, as if there's no such thing as black women knowing better and touching men still, because who the fuck is gonna believe you? Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. Y'all remember what the fucking lady said, right? Who the fuck is gonna believe you, Johnny Depp? I digress. This is a video going into that aspect. Your Rage basically describes what's going on and all that shit. But yes, this is just one of many cases that happens, Deontay Kyle. And I'm sorry that you have never really seen this. Again, I think that this is where the ignorance comes from, because I don't think that he's lying that he don't usually see this. I do believe that there's black people out there that never seen racism. I do believe that there's black people out there that never seen forms of sexual assault against black men or men in general. Sometimes I do believe that sometimes y'all are willfully ignorant as well too. I think that two things could be right at once. I just think that you're wrong on this case though. I think that you're wrong. And the reason why I think that you're wrong is because your rhetoric promotes more of the obtuseness of willfully ignorant to certain situations. Again, she's a streamer. Zoe. I hear this nigga Soul Illuminati in the back of my head. Zoe the fucking dick eater. I hear basically Soul Illuminati in the back of my head because it's like he got in trouble for basically calling her a weirdo. She's weird. She goes around biting people, Deontay Kyle. I don't see why, if it was a man, why men would be basically put in jail for doing stupid shit like that. Going around biting women, it would be weird. It would be fucking weird. She gets away with it because, like you said before, pretty privilege. Women also have it. Handsome privilege and pretty privilege. But yeah, because she's a pretty woman and niggas probably want to smack. You feel me? Niggas probably want to smack. She probably gets away with a lot of fucking shit. I keep going back to another pretty woman that's weird as fuck. SZA. You know what I mean? Another pretty woman that's weird as fuck. Doechii. You know what I mean? Another pretty woman that's weird as fuck. It's like it's a lot of y'all that's pretty as fuck, but y'all are fucking weird. And it's cool. I'm with the weird shit. I get it. I like the weird shit. But I mean the weird shit that actually brings more trauma to men and actually can harm men in their views of themselves and how their boundaries as men. Some men do be like, fuck these boundaries, nigga. I'm trying to fuck. Which then harms themselves. And men, you should learn boundaries. You should. But with this case right here, it's nasty. It's nasty. It's nasty. It was a mentally challenged young black boy, and they pull him to a room. It's also a Asian woman, mind you, that basically suggesting it with a deep ass fucking voice. I do not understand how a voice is so fucking deep. But yeah, they pulled the black mentally challenged boy in a back room, and people are streaming the shit as if it's funny. You know what I mean? I hear the people in the back, well, this is a one-time situation. No. She's made men feel uncomfortable. Duke Dennis said it on the stream. He felt uncomfortable. She's bit him multiple times. And when he says something about it, then she goes, Zoe something. What is her name? Shit. Zoe something. I really just got a blank. But basically, when she speaks in her apology video, she basically calls the men, almost blaming the men for calling her out for being weird. She says sorry, but it's like a passive aggressive insults to the men that came out against her and said, yeah, I did feel uncomfortable in these situations. This is what I mean, Deontay God. This is why this rhetoric is dangerous. This crime was on Twitch. Because let's be clear, this is a crime. It's sexual harassment. Because if this was reversed, that mentally challenged girl would not have to file the police report. It would already be filed. It would already be rolling. She wouldn't have to file it. She could say, I consented to everything, and it would still be filed. Look what they're doing to her. And it's all being streamed. Look what they're doing to her.
a room?
Nah, they got it.
Take all this off.
Mentally challenged.
Okay! Hey, yo, cut the cameras.
Mentally
Cut
challenged.
the cameras, bro. Don't do your shit. Look at my
Mentally challenged.
No,
All good black women have to be held to the same.
I dead see Zoe. I didn't even know this existed. This is the type of shit niggas are gonna make sure every single professional sponsor or anything you.
This is why she be annoying. Like, this is why niggas was like scared of her, low key. Just stop being on the weird shit. Just stop being on weird shit. Stop being on the masculine shit. Stop being on weird shit. Because even this, she's being masculine. Even this is a part of her persona. You know what I mean? And even if it ain't, if this isn't a part of her persona and this is a part of her in real life, that's even more of a problem. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said before, going back to the Grits and Eggs podcast, for you to say that even the good black men have to be held accountable for all bad black men's actions, I'm thinking that you're talking about women too, right? Or is it just black men? Because we have to be held to some type of standard that we don't even get to see in America. Like, we in America and we have power that we can't even fucking exemplify. We can't even I said it before, we don't even have power over our own black women, bro. What power do you think we have? What power of patriarchy do you think we have? I could go to the Yvette Carnell. I could. But she goes in. She goes in on the aspect of black women going in on black men, not realizing that the good men are the only safeguard that they have. Good black men are the only safeguard that they have that will protect them from not only bad black men, but just in general, the system that, quote unquote, the patriarchy that you say is harmful. And when you do shit like this type of language, sir, this type of language that you have towards good black men having to admit the part that they play, for lack of better words, inside of the patriarchy and protecting, it's like, I think I remember somebody saying it's like a form of slavery, because we have, I said we, but I don't even consider myself a good black man. I think I'm modest. I've done some dumb shit. I'm not gonna hold you. I've done some dumb shit. I mean, I've tried to be better. I'm not trying to be as holier than thou. I just think that it's harmful in general when you say that to other black men that consider themselves good. Because then I would understand them being like, what the fuck am I doing this for if I'm still going to be looked at as a bad black man? What am I doing this shit for? Again, play with Jesus, not me. I can see them saying, fuck this shit. Because there's no fucking reward for it. There's no reward. Where's the reward? Marriage? Marriage is their reward? Because if that's the reward, buddy, ooh boy, they shit out of luck, boy. They shit out of fucking luck. You get me, a good black woman. They shit out of luck, boy. You shit bullshit. Bullshit. You better not, boy. Boy, if you a good black man, you better not. You better not. You better make sure you do some goddamn due diligence on that motherfucker. You feel me? But I want to keep going with this, but we're gonna go back to the original Grits and Podcast because
unfortunately, rape, like those aren't things we think about. Women go to the
rape is not things that we think about. Yes, I'll give you that. Rape is not things that we think about, but don't act like that don't happen. Don't act like that does not happen. Now, just like I said before in my last video, just because we're not physically abused, there's still a form of emotional abuse. It's obviously in the dialogue when they say black men do it, when they say that black men do emotional abuse, verbal abuse. Yes, there's abuse on both sides.
club, you ain't nobody trying to root.
You don't think that men don't be out here and be like, I don't want to have sex with this woman, but because she feels as though she my girlfriend or she my wife, then I guess I'm obligated to give her sex. Like, and I get it. I hear y'all talk about some, but what about the women what do I always say? Believe all survivors. I'm always for believe all survivors. I don't condone none of the bullshit, but I also don't condone this bullshit by blaming good black men and lumping them in with men that be out here RAPing black women in general, people in general. I don't get down with none of that shit. But he's saying that good black men should be held accountable for those motherfuckers and their actions. What type of world is this, dog?
Roofie you, nigga.
Yeah.
And take advantage of you. If you go in a club right now and it was me and you, let's say me and you.
Cardi B just admitted that. Cardi B admitted that she does this shit. What are we talking about right now? Cardi B literally went on live and said that she did this to niggas. Tell me a nigga that's basically gonna say that, yes, I was roofied. Tell me the nigga that's gonna say, show me the nigga that's gonna say I was roofied as a man and I don't know what was done to me. And he's going to go online and start crying and speak to the public because he's going to get a whole bunch of people that's going to console him and let him know that his trial and his tribulation was felt and it's understood, and we try to help that. Tell me the black man that feels that he's going to get that type of public cry out for helping him and consoling him in his time of vulnerability.
We go to the club. We walk in that bitch, nothing but women.
Right.
Let's stop it.
We're gonna be like, shit.
Let's do it.
Hey,
Let's do it.
But this is the part of the South that I think that's in him, the ignorance part, because I just don't think that he understands that aspect. I don't think he understands that aspect.
Hey,
It's a good night.
first of all, is this for the public?
Yeah. How we get here?
How do we get this
Yeah,
lucky?
yeah.
It's nothing but women here.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman if a woman and her homegirl walk in the club is nothing but men, that's a dangerous situation for them to be in. I'm almost tired of like this idea that we have where it's like white people.
Let's listen to that first part first.
That's a dangerous situation. Woman,
How we get here?
how do we get this
Yeah,
lucky?
yeah.
It's nothing but women.
Listen
here?
to his logic, because he has to have some type of internal view on men. He's one of the people that believe when you go into the forest with a bear, he's gonna choose the bear. You understand what I mean? He's one of
If
them.
if a woman and her homegirl walk in the club is nothing but men, that's a dangerous
First question you should be asking: why is she there? Why is she there? Because obviously, if it was a good black man, he would be safeguarding the situation, asking where she's going. First question: why is she going there? Second question: who will be there? Third question: if we know it's going to be predominantly niggas there, that's not happening. Good black men are sometimes the only safeguard those black women have. And to say what you're saying is detrimental. It is a sickness. On some Abba and Preach shit. It is a sickness, bruh. Good black men are the safeguard for those women. That's going to be the name of this shit.
situation for them to be in. I'm almost tired of like this idea that we have where it's like white people saying there's a war on white people or white.
This is why I say the Yvette Carnell, because he's comparing our struggles as black people to white people's struggles. It's not the same. It's a false equivalency. It's not the same. And when you see black people do this shit, call it out. It's not the same. The power structures are not the same. The family shit, the relationship dynamics within the family is not the same. How many of those white women went out and voted for Trump even though they said that they was going to vote for Kamala? It's not the same. They not like us. How many times does Lamar have to say this shit to you niggas? Like,
White people are
damn.
being victimized, or white people need to unite. It's like the black men kind of get into the same bags as white women sometimes, where we
How did we get here? How?
don't want to take accountability for our actions or the actions of our brothers.
Like, I gotta.
Don't want to.
How did we get here?
Or the actions of our brothers, where we don't want to take accountability for our actions. We're being victimized, or white people need to unite. It's like the black men kind of get into the same bags as white women sometimes, where we don't want to take accountability for our actions.
How do we get here, bruh? Like, and it's like, this is what I mean by the rage bait. This has to be rage bait. Because it's like, the books that you have, Richard on the Earth, Asanta, like, how do we get here, bruh? Do you not take accountability?
Or the actions of our brothers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
You seem like a smart, astute brother. What are you talking about right now? I'm gonna let y'all see the rest of it, because it gets deep.
You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection.
I get this aspect, right? I get the aspect of me, solely me not knowing how to take rejection. If I did not know how to take rejection, right? Or excuse me, I may know how to take rejection, unlike my counterpart on my brother on the side. And you ask, am I my brother's keeper, right? Type shit like that, right? It's a different time and age, my brother. It's a different day and age. You can't do shit like that. It's not the same way. And when you do shit like that before, it basically presents more harm than good. Because what you sound like is those white women. What you're doing isn't in line with those white women that you say that we are. Those good black men that don't take accountability, as you say, in your logic, in your state of mind. You don't think that we as good black men don't take accountability. But you are spreading the most dangerous logic. Because once again, I'll say it again, and I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Those good black men are the only safeguard. But you know who denies when you talk about that club situation and there's a whole bunch of niggas in that club? And I said that the safeguard is a nigga that's basically telling that woman, no, you're not leaving out the house with that on. You're not leaving out the house right there. You're not going to that club. Who's going to be there? Do I know them niggas? What type of environment are you going to be in? Where are you at? You know who stops those questions? Niggas like you. Because that's none of our business. That's none of our business. You know what you sound like? Just like those women. We're doing... It's in a sense, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. If we did not give a fuck about black women, we would not care where they go. We would not care what they wear. We would not care about what they do, who they interact with, how they present themselves, if we did not care about black women. But here we are.
The majority of men that most women deal with do not.
Yeah.
And you are accountable for that as well. Because I don't got time to figure out which white people are nice, which white people aren't racist, or da-da-da-da-da. I have to go on the actions of the group.
Right.
The group as a whole and the history of that group as a whole tells me that they are a danger to me and they are not to be trusted.
So you're saying that the history of black men as a whole... You see what I'm talking about? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You feel me? Motherfuckers out here actually helping the group. Being put down from the group. You feel me? You talking about... I would want to say men like yourself, but I don't even know what you be on if you on this type of time for some clicks and some views. All I'm gonna say is most good men are the safeguard for those good women and black women that are not quote unquote good, because we understand the aspect of the system that's be, quote unquote, the systems that be, and what creates the quote unquote nigga. Because the nigga ain't always, what is it? The nigga ain't always a fucking male. The nigga is also female. She can be niggerized too. You feel me? I just made some shit up. You know what the fuck I mean. But she can be niggerized. niggaized, she can be quote unquote ratchet. If we understood where that animosity towards men, that dysfunction, that chaos comes from. Same thing when it comes to men. That animosity towards if we understand and we try to help that. I want to go back to I'm gonna keep this podcast in the background, and I'm gonna also play two dudes. One dude is gonna basically speak on this, what he's talking about, and how we shouldn't be held accountable. And another dude is gonna speak on the aspect of men like him don't help the problem; they actually exacerbate the issue. And also, if you gave a fuck, you wouldn't do what you're doing by putting all good black men in a box like this. You would actually try to figure out what is the issue and where is it coming? Where is it stemming from? All right, this is it.
Just based off of that example alone. But I believe that
he doesn't actually give credit to him. I'm thinking he does maybe in the later videos, but just listen to his logic and just hear him explain it. He basically does better than explaining it to me. I'm going off of just listening to the video of Old Boy and the Grits and Eggs podcast, but we gonna listen.
Let's keep it moving.
You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with do not.
Yeah.
And you are accountable for that as well.
You said you may not harass women. You may know how to handle rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with cannot. And you are accountable for that as well. All right, let's unpack that. Because this isn't about accountability. It's a classic setup for guilt trip and disguised as some kind of moral high ground. And I'm not here for that.
That's exactly what the fuck it is. Literally what he just said, some kind of moral high ground. And also, I want to say that, call it what it is too. You playing into the algorithm, my nigga. Like, this is clickbait shit. This is rage bait. Like, let's call it what it is. It's rage bait. You getting them clicks, though. You getting the motherfucking clicks, though.
First off, I don't harass women. I don't disrespect boundaries. That's my business, my code, and I completely own it. No excuses, no exceptions. But to say I'm accountable for how the majority of other men handle rejection, that's not just unfair. It's faulty logic dressed up as emotional manipulation. This is guilt by association, one of the oldest tricks in the book.
Who do the guilt by association? Speaking of, who do the guilt by association? That's why they tell niggas don't loiter, because 3 is what? 2 is company. 3 is a what? What y'all say? 3 is a gang. Guilty by association. Loitering. We getting into the aspect of what? Racism in America.
Just because I'm a man doesn't mean I signed up to carry the weight of every man who lacks respect, maturity, or self-control. That's like blaming every driver on the road for one reckless fool who cut you off. It's ridiculous. Accountability means owning your mistakes. It means looking in the mirror and dealing with your own actions and choices. It doesn't mean taking on responsibility for the failings of strangers you didn't raise, don't know, and have no control over.
Niggas be actually fucking crazy. Niggas be actually fucking crazy. And you saying, well, this Jeffrey Dahmer ass nigga is just like you. What? How did I get, what the fuck? How did I get compared to this nigga?
Trying to pin the behavior of
That's why it just be weird even watching shit like that with women, dog. Like, I don't even like watching those type of videos of, not even videos, but movies where it's that type of killer type shit. What was the other shit? Lady of the Hour or some shit? That shit was just awkward. I remember I was watching that and I was like, bruh. And I don't think I was with I think I may have been with a girl at the time when I watched that shit. That shit was just, it just made me icky. Because it's just weird. And I can see how that can make a woman feel uncomfortable, especially when you with a man that protects you. But that shit that he talking about,
most men on me and other men who don't do this type of stuff is an overgeneralization. A lazy narrative that lumps everyone together.
It's lazy as fuck.
Some men fall short.
It's lazy as fuck.
That's like saying all cops are corrupt because a few bad apples got.
I'm not gonna hold you. That is the truth. Because guess what you're not gonna do? You can get mad at the motherfuckers that shoot the cops, shoot the black people. You can get mad at them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. But to say that all cops should be that type of logic of all cops should be erased is detrimental to mostly black people, you idiots. Because guess what? Y'all don't have niggas like the Black Panthers in the hood. Y'all got gangs. And them motherfuckers that come and shoot your crib up type gangs. Niggas that be on some fucking Al Capone type shit. Doing dumb shit, bruh. Doing the most goofy ass shit. And then you got, not only do you have the old head gangs, you got the fucking young niggas that be doing Kia boys. Popping it like I wish you would try to come to this door while I'm trying to break in. Cause I got a gun too, nigga. Yes, cops have bad practices. But to lump all the cops into those bad practices is not going to help the issue. It does not help. The black people that speak on the aspects of eliminating all cops, you're a part of the problem. And you know why you're a part of the problem? Is because guess who protects you and those. And if you're not protected because you probably got a lot of money, you even worse. I'm not even gonna go speak to you because you should just shut the fuck up because you got money. I'm talking about the niggas that don't got money to have security, don't got money to have insurance, don't got money to have any type of bodyguard, any type of people they don't have community. The black women that don't have a man in their life, the black men that don't have a man in their life, who do they call if there isn't any police? The good men. What are you talking about right now? Like I just don't understand that logic.
It's unproductive, unfair, and frankly, not how justice or reason works. I'm not the spokesperson for every man, nor am I the cleanup crew for every disrespectful act or inability to handle rejection. If men out there can't take a simple no like grown adults, that's on their character, not mine. Let me put it this way. If you want to hold me accountable, I'm right here, willing and ready. But don't try to saddle me with a collective guilt that belongs to men I've never met, men I don't condone, and men whose mistakes I don't repeat.
You putting me next to Diddy, bruh, we gotta fight. We gotta square up. Now I'm fighting for, I don't even give a fuck. If I lose my life, I lose a life. I gotta square up, square up, nigga. Square up, nigga. Square up, nigga. What you say about me? Nigga comparing me to Diddy, nigga.
It's like asking the teacher to pay for every student's bad grade, or the blacksmith to take blame for every sword dropped in battle. It makes no sense.
It don't.
And if you expect that, you playing games. Games I don't intend to join. This isn't just about logic, it's about respect. Respect for individuals and the truth about who owns what consequences. Emotional manipulation dressed up as accountability is a tactic to silence or shame. And
I need y'all to listen to that.
Respect for individuals and the truth about who owns what consequences.
Emotional manipulation. This is why I say he's in this women's bag, because most women do this because of the words. The wordplay. He probably was listening to a chick, got some words to pick up, and he said, yeah, you're right. That makes sense. Yeah. Not thinking about the overall aspects of things that's going around in this country. When you talk about race with us as black men and black women, the dynamics between us and how race plays a part. It does. It does play a part because of how we view each other. Sometimes we are racist to each other. We are racist, and I'm not sure if that's the right, I guess, prejudice, bias. But it's like you just tried to compare us to white women. What the fuck you think you doing right now, bruh?
Dressed up as accountability is a tactic to silence or shame, and I see it for what it is. So no, I'm not your catch-all scapegoat for other men's weaknesses. I'm responsible for my own standards, my own actions, and how I conduct myself. And that's the only accountability I owe, along with everybody else. If you want to build a world where respect and maturity are the norm, we need to stop spreading blame like wildfire and start holding each person to their own truth. I'm sharper than that, smarter than that, and stronger than that. And I'm not here to carry burdens that were never mine to carry. I hear what you're trying to say, and I get the intent, but I still don't agree.
I was going to read it. I don't think the accountability, please tell me, I was about to say, I don't think that the accountability he's talking about is holding you and I personally responsible for every bad action any man. We can't think about what we think about. Nigga, we hearing what he said. That's what he said. It's not, I don't think, like that's not, this is the thing, is it's what he said. That's the harmful nature in it. It's what he said. We can think about the thought. We can think about the think about the think about the thought of the thought of the thought. We can think about. It's what he said. It's what he fucking said. It's what he said.
And here's why. You said it's not about blaming me personally, just acknowledging that women have valid fears. Cool, I get that fear exists. But here's the issue. The moment I'm expected to understand why I don't get the benefit of the doubt just because I'm a man, that's not awareness. That's passive profiling. And I'm not going to nod along.
Passive profiling. Who does that in this country? Mr. Grits and Eggs? I want to say the man name, but I don't know his name because it's like, at this point, I don't even know if I want to know the damn man name. At this point, I just kind of like, unless he comes out and does a form of restitching the conversation of how he said what he said, I don't really care. This is just be my one and done type shit. But it's literally racial profiling, specifically on black men. Who else racially profiles on black men? This is why it's harmful. This is why it's harmful.
Just to keep the peace. Look.
Good black men.
If a woman's been through something, I respect it.
It's good black men that he's racially profiling. That's the crazy part to me.
That she has every right to protect her space. But protection becomes projection when it turns into a general assumption about me before I even open my mouth. That's not just caution anymore. That's bias. And if you expect me to silently accept that bias, now you're asking me to co-sign it. Let's be real. If a white person said I get nervous around black men because I've seen violence, we wouldn't call that a valid concern.
What would we call that, folks?
We call it racial profiling. So how does it suddenly become reasonable when the same logic is applied to men in general? Trauma doesn't give you a free pass to judge people who didn't harm you. And I'm not denying reality. I know women go through stuff. But I also know a lot of good men who move with honor and still get looked at sideways. That's not healing. That's unresolved fear turned into normalized suspicion. And let's flip it. I've been lied to, manipulated, disrespected by women before. But I don't project that onto every woman I meet. That's my responsibility to heal from, not theirs. So no, I'm not carrying the emotional weight of every man who did.
It's like I don't understand what they don't understand. I get that he's not talking about us as in to say that we're part of the problem. No, it's what you're saying, literally saying, is that we are a part of the problem if we don't take up the mantle of responsibility. If we don't, as in that last video that I had of the comedian saying that she wanted her ex to basically admit the fact that he will harm her, admit the fact that he will be of some part to play in the patriarchy against her as a black woman, admit his role as a black man in the patriarchy and his harm against her or future harm that he may in fact enact and has the ability to enact. Motherfuckers, women could be out here gold digging me every day. I could tell her, listen, you know you got the ability to take all my money, girl. You gotta admit that shit. I'm literally telling the girl that I just met, right? Black woman that I just met, talking about some. Well, I'm gonna just let you know right now. I want you to just admit the fact that you have the ability to take all of my money, and when I marry you, you have the ability to leave me, and when I get into a relationship and have children with you, you have the ability to take all my children. Who does this shit? I want you to be held accountable for all the bad women that I've had in my life, or the bad women that's capable of doing this type of harm to me, because you are also. What? Do you see how fucked up that type of train of thought is when you're going into a relationship with a man? Because let's be clear, we're talking about relationship dynamics. If we just talking about fucking, then shit, it is what it is. You get what you get. But that's what he's also not talking about. Mr. Grits and Eggs is not also talking about. A lot of these datings is not dating to marry. It's dating to get fucked. Damn, that was a fucking word right there. A lot of these relationships are not dating to marry. They're dating to get fucked. In more ways than one. Shit. Not just literally, figuratively. You're literally dating to get fucked. Y'all better be out here motherfucking staying to yourselves and being right, getting right with God, because God dang. I shouldn't have said the Lord name in vain. I'm sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry. I ain't even mean to do that.
Did someone dirty. I'll take responsibility for my character, my choices, my energy. That's real accountability. But if you ask me to just accept being seen as unsafe or suspicious because of my gender, that's not growth. That's soft shaming wrapped in intellectual language. You want safety? Cool. Let's talk boundaries, not blanket judgments. Let's talk standards, not stereotypes. I move in peace, I respect space, but I'm not shrinking myself to fit into someone's unresolved pain.
I'm not shrinking myself to fit inside someone's unresolved pain. Someone being black women. Black men should never shrink themselves to be fit inside of black women's unresolved pain. And the same is vice versa. I wouldn't even dare say that a black woman should shrink herself to fit inside of a black man's unresolved pain. Fix your issues, my nigga. But I'm also not gonna tell her to be held accountable for it's the same shit. Being held accountable for somebody else's actions. It's the same shit. For somebody's actions that did something to me in the past, or something that I seen online, or what the fucking numbers that skew. Yes, I still believe in love. Yes, I still want marriage. Yes, I know it's a fool's fucking gold sometimes, but guess what? I'ma still try to pursue that shit, cause I love you, black women. I love you. I love y'all so fucking much. But sometimes y'all be on that bullshit. God damn, bro. Y'all be on that fucking bullshit, dog. God damn.
That's not balance. That's bond.
Cause y'all putting them up
and I pass
this black man should have some podcasts. This black man should have a podcast. Not when he's saying stupid shit that can harm you. That verbiage can harm you. I have to make it clear. That type of rhetoric is harmful to black women. It's harmful. It's harmful. Again, because those good black men are sometimes the only safeguard that they have in the hoods, in the urban environments, in the clubs, in the public spaces, in the spaces at work. Those good black men are the only safeguard that you have. Stop this bullshit, bruh. Stop it. I want to go to one video and I'm gonna end it on this dude. But he was saying some shit. I had to listen to it, to be honest with you.
On this, because black masculinity is not violent, it's starving. What you're seeing, the outbursts, the distance, the shutdowns, the rage, is not because he was born hard. Right? I just want people to understand. It's because he was never fed. Never held in softness, never mirrored in tenderness, never allowed to feel without punishment. You think he's angry, but most of the time he's just underfed. Underfed in language, safety, emotional literacy, forgiveness, slowness, and being seen without needing to perform. He never learned to cry, and the first time he tried, someone laughed. He never learned to ask for help because the first time he did, nobody came. He never learned to stay because every man he watched left when he got quiet. Right? So now he hurts people, he ghosts, he isolates, he controls, not because he wants to harm, but because he was raised in hunger, and the body will always find something new to chew on when it's been empty too long. Black masculinity has never been the problem. That's what I'm going to get at. It's never been the problem. Starved masculinity becomes distorted masculinity. Starved. Right? And here's one of the things.
Starved masculinity becomes distorted masculinity.
I hear it all the time. It's not a racial issue. Starved masculinity becomes distorted masculinity. So we blame men for the mess, but we never ask who made the kitchen so empty. He doesn't need to be punished. He needs to be fed in language and patience. And
yeah, you got to just listen to what he said. Who left the kitchen empty? Who be in the kitchen most of the time, black women? Most of these times when we talk about these bad black men, who are they raised by? We gonna call a fucking elephant in the room? We gonna say what it is? Or we gonna just keep jumping over? We keep, the elephant, not acknowledging the elephant. Who are these men raised by? Who are these men masculinity starved by? Not nurtured as children. Not giving them a pass, not giving them an excuse. You have to heal that trauma, my nigga. But what comes first, the chicken or the egg, my nigga? What comes first? I love these conversations because it's like, it makes my mind more understanding of this was beautifully put. I'm gonna follow old boy, but I'm gonna just go back to the shit. It's he
solving these in presence and in the right to be more than just what the pain made him. Now here's the thing, right? A lot of y'all think that I'm making excuses for people who just hood and stuff like that. Nah. Understanding the condition does not excuse behavior. It just means that I'm more concerned with healing him. What? Like, some of y'all, and now here's the thing that gets dark for some of you.
If I didn't give a fuck, I wouldn't say shit about it. I wouldn't make videos about it. I wouldn't make post videos on fucking, if he didn't give a fuck. He would just laugh and keep it fucking pushing. But now you have more black men having a voice, speaking on shit. Yes, all of it isn't positive. Yes, all of it isn't the most good, I'll say. Some of it is egregious. But some of it is actually based in fucking fact. Let's just keep it a buck. Some of it is egregious and based in fact. Some of it is vulnerability. Some of it is boundaries being explained. Some of it is boundaries that they didn't even know that they needed. Some of it is love that they didn't know that they needed from their mothers. A lot of the times from their fathers. Most of the times from their mothers. It's just like the dynamics between a woman and her father. It's almost more spiritual than the bond between a woman and a daughter. You know what I mean? Because obviously woman and woman. But that bond between your first love, which is your mother as a man, and that bond between your first love, which is your father as a woman, it speaks volumes in their life. But a lot of the times when you have the cases of those quote unquote bad black men, nobody talks about the parents. And sometimes you have to take that S off because it's singular. And when it's singular, most of the times it's a black woman. As much as women like to say, who raised you? Don't you got a black mom? Yes, they made that monster. They made that nigga.
Some people think that removing somebody from the equation is the same as solving it, but you're gonna get a different answer every time. I need you to understand that. Removing a variable from the equation doesn't produce the same outcome. Right? So like, you can't just take all the hood black guys out the population and just think we're gonna get a healthy black society. No,
you can't just remove all the bad guys out of society and think it's just gonna be. You have to learn. It's different, bro. You have to heal that shit. It's different when you approach it. I know that they like to say that all things can be handled the same way. Obviously, it's not. You could ask the medical field. Ask black people in the medical field on how they handle white people, how they handle Asian people, how they handle black people. It's a difference, my nigga. It's a fucking difference. And we see it in the numbers of death and harm and surgical malpractice.
But we're going to get a well-proven one. And it's going to be whoever's the one doing the trimming is just going to be the guy in charge. No, we need to actually heal some of these issues. Black masculinity is underfed. It's going to be a hard one for some of y'all.
I'm gonna follow, boy. I'm gonna get off of this shit. I just wanted to say that shit. I know. It's an hour long. I know y'all niggas can't sit through shit. Too long, didn't read. Too long, didn't see. I don't give a fuck. If anything, this is for my fucking children, my nigga. Just to let them know what type of time I'm trying to be on before you got here. You feel me? Like, I pray to God that I'm married to the woman of my fucking dreams, and